Hi, my name is Dana Arnett, co-host of Wicked Marketing, along with my partner, Carlos Sapene. You can find more information about us and our business on LinkedIn, or if you have any questions, email us at info@wickedbionic.com. Subscribe to Wicked Marketing on Apple Podcasts and write an awesome review for us. We're also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Carlos.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about, welcome to our podcast, by the way, creating content for your brand. It's one of the things that we get to do, and we have incredible content creators as well. And it's super fun to dive into the specifics of a brand and how really to relate across all platforms for them.
I think the biggest challenge for people when they're creating content for their brand, and creating content means creating photos or videos or blogs about your business, for your business, in support of your business, for the many reasons that you should be creating content. I think that people are weary of just getting started.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like going out there and is it gonna be good? Am I gonna look shitty? Pardon my French. It's like, you just have to not be afraid. There's a reason why you're in business.
And I just want to say, I'm the ultimate perfectionist. So what has held me back in my business, and prior to Wicked Bionic as well, is, well, it was really, I was paid to be a perfectionist in the prior career, but is like trying to make it so perfect and then launching. And our business mentor, Allison Maslin, her favorite saying is, don't worry, be crappy.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't worry, be crappy. That's great. So the point of it is that you are in business for a reason, right? If you're in business just to make money, then you're not in the right business.
Right? Unless you're making a lot of money, then right on.
Well, I guess, right. Then you don't need to create content for your brand, I guess. Or come to us and we'll do it for you. If you're making a lot of money, you can pay for us. The point is that you want to funnel your passion in your business to your content, because what sells the most for most of our clients is themselves and the passion that they have, because people connect with emotion. That's what drives a customer in the door. If they feel connected with you, if they feel like they have something in common with you, that's going to drive them more than any advertising that you put out there.
And right? Like I always say, put yourself in as the consumer, and just like when content's passing you by on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're looking, what do you connect with? That's why I always put yourself in their shoes. What do you connect with? And what do you like when what people say? What makes you stop or click or do something, take an action?
Yeah. And that's one of the things that that I think people have come to realize over time. We covered this in one of our previous podcasts that was about Instagram, actually, that you don't have to be that perfect picture on the feed, because there's so many of them. There's so many of these feeds that are just full of...
It worked before, though.
Instagram, when it started, right, it was an app for pictures. Right. And so these curated walls that they sell you nowadays, these social media
people, worked. It's just transition.
But that's the thing, right? Yeah. Over time and oversaturation of the same thing, it starts feeling like an ad, right? And so you have to pivot. So in our case, we don't have a videographer on staff, I'll be honest with you. But we make do with what we have. We have an
I don't know how many agencies honestly have a videographer on staff, because it's so darn easy, especially when Carlos bought this little light kit.
Oh yeah, I bought a light kit on Amazon.
Actually, was at somebody's house and they had the big ring.
Oh, they did. It's like a light ring.
Yeah, you can buy them anywhere.
And you can buy them anywhere. And it comes with even with a remote to help you. So it's like, there's so many easy tools. I think that was like $30
I know,
that it cost.
It's nothing.
And then, you could sit there in your store or in your business or at your office and just sit there and say something that, another thing that Allison Maslin says that is incredibly important is just be a go-giver.
Yeah, to share knowledge.
Share knowledge. People people think I'm not going to share my knowledge because my competitor is going to steal it and they're going to go do what I do. Nobody does what you do the way that you do it.
Well, and we used to say that too. We can't share strategy with with a potential client because they're going to take that strategy until finally we realize, no, they can't. They can't. They don't know how to execute.
Yeah.
So like, it's okay. And that like kind of getting out of the mindset of, oh, I'm going to hold this all very, very close. And then, well, then you're going to be the best kept secret.
Yeah. I mean, we would never be doing this podcast if we weren't being go-givers.
So to Carlos's point about how to be casual about it is we have it set up in one of our other offices, and we just come up with something and we'll be like, oh, let's go share that. Trying to get comfortable ourselves with what we tell clients, just to stand up there in front and if you look at them on Instagram at Wicked Bionic, you'll see they're not perfect, but we're getting in a rhythm, it's a beautiful thing. We bring one of our marketing coordinators in on some, and Carlos's brother, who's an actor.
I literally just this weekend downloaded a new app that I'm going to use for the videos. So if you guys listen to the podcast, go check the videos. You'll see.
Oh, I can see. He's so tricky dicky with me.
You'll see the change.
Yeah, and isn't there every possible app? Carlos goes in and actually, edits it and puts on a little, front on it because we are an agency. So we need to look, so even if the middle isn't so great.
And we come from television, so we need a card at the beginning.
Oh my God, I want to color correct the damn thing. I want to make the whole thing look perfect and deliver the perfect show, but we can't do that. So it's really, and it's great because we needed to learn what it feels like for clients that are or just even not clients, but the other businesses that are starting out on their own, to when we're, friends ask us.
And obviously, if we need to produce something professional for our clients,
we spent that $50,000.
Yeah, so we produce commercials and things like that are,
he got insecure that we were talking about just kind of winging it because
as a business that is all about how you are perceived.
Oh my God, when you come from television, we have every possible producer,
producer, editor,
everything.
Produce shows, television.
Not many of our clients can afford the $500,000 videos. But it's awesome.
So we do have that, but in our own house,
in our journey,
what we are here, what Wicked Bionic is about authenticity. That's what we are about. So when you see us, this is like Dana and I don't write any of these, by the way. We literally sit like 10 minutes before
and look at each other
and look at each other, and we're like, okay, what do we
feel like talking about today?
And how can we be of help for people out there?
Well, and because every day we're doing strategy of some sort, whether it's a specific strategy for a client, but we're discussing clients and strategy. So for us, it's very important for us to just be really comfortable with, hey, what do we feel like talking about that might be of value? And then we just talk, because that for us is
so you're
really
getting
good.
The honest, unfiltered, and that's what our content is about. But if you have, a pottery store or a shoe store or you're a local business, there's nothing better than for you to put yourself out there. In particular, in the mediums where clients are going to find you. Right?
I want to tell you that I have not shown this to you, but our bookkeeping company, AB&P Payroll, Candy Messer, so awesome. She is doing every Tuesday podcast on LinkedIn. She posts information about taxes, linking to her podcast. Because we're all interested in tax information and payroll and all the law changes. And I mean, she's a payroll person, and she has expanded and shared her knowledge in ways that are astounding. So anybody in any industry can talk about what they do.
And that's the thing. And when people come to look at your business, let's talk about Yelp, for example.
Yeah.
When people come to Yelp, they get to see you. They get to see your reviews. And those reviews, as we all know, can be positive and negative. The negative people are more willing to give a review than the positive people are, unless they're your friends or whatever. And it's sad but true, but that's so creating content that you can post on Yelp, that people can see about your brand, that's coming from you, is going to be invaluable for you.
Right.
Because they get to see the real person behind the curtain of Yelp. Right. Same goes with Facebook. If people are looking at liking your business, they're looking to see what people are saying about your business, and they go on Facebook, having content that is you talking about your brand, what you're passionate about, being a go-giver, telling people how to solve problems. At the end of the day, that's really what's going to bring the customer in the door for
Right.
you. So it's getting over that how do I get started phase.
Yeah. And using people within your company. You might not be the best at something, some people are, right? Or
some people are not good on camera.
But they're good. Right, exactly. But then you've got people in your company or whatever. You can be posting things that isn't video, that aren't video.
You can do a podcast.
You can do a podcast. You can whatever. But
and you can post that podcast on your Facebook too.
We're all experts in our business, right? And just because of how we all do it. We all do it differently.
And a big mistake that I feel like a lot of brands do and a lot of businesses do is think this is too simple. What I do is too simple for me to be talking about it. Or everybody
does. Or right. Oh yeah. Because exactly. Everybody knows this already. So why would I share? And God knows another marketing agency talks about this stuff already. So what does it matter?
Why would we? Yeah. No. We get more comments on the podcasts that are about simpler things than we do on the podcasts that are about complicated processes that are
I was saying to Jessica, she's our marketing coordinator, saying to her the other day, I said, what's happened is, I said, the first couple of years of the marketing of this agency with Carlos, he taught me so much about marketing, and I come from another area of television, and I was like the blank slate. Right. Mm-hmm. I was telling Jess, I was like the blank slate. I didn't know the language here. I didn't know any of this, and I was telling Jess, I said, but what's happened now, and I think it's happening to her because I'm watching it, is now at 6 years later, I know too much. And so it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to talk in the language of the non-marketer. And I have to constantly say, would I even know that if I knew nothing about marketing, that term or that whatever?
Oh, I love that.
I know.
I think that's a great strategy.
It's really, so Jessica, I see, so we really are having to look, it's very different, but it's great.
It's challenging because you want to use the terms, but then again, that's a key thing. One of the things that I learned when previous life in politics is that you should always try to speak at a second grade level.
I know, my old boss used to say that on television too. It made me crazy. I didn't understand it, but I get it.
But so what happens with people is not everyone is fortunate enough to go through college, right? They can't afford it, or they didn't have a great education. And that's actually most of America.
I don't know. I don't know what those percentages are, but but
they're high. They're high. And the more you use words in your content that are higher level or perceived as higher level words, the more
there's more opportunity to be misunderstood,
and also the more turned off people are. They completely ignore.
Do I'm going to tell you where I agree with you. I think it was so insulting when I had this, second grade, third grade level, put your content out there that way, because I thought, oh, that's so offensive. But in television, my boss was always, you have to appeal to the lowest common denominator. It has nothing to do with smart or not smart, but as far as understanding, it's how to keep your message clean and simple. And because, you think you're creating this TV show and you got your story and it's going from this A, B to C. And if you lose the audience in A, they're not hanging around for B or C. So you got to keep it real simple. And that's a great rule for all of us.
And it's hard for any business, right? Because every business has its own terms and acronyms and things that they use. So try and keep it on a human level.
And ask yourself, if you're in the audience that's receiving this, wipe it out. Does that make sense to you? Can you understand that? Yeah, really good thing. It takes a little extra step, but it's better than turning them off because you're over their head.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then you can create the content that you create, and you can, in our case, right, we can create the video that we create with our iPhones.
Right.
And then I can strip the audio out of that, and I could put it just as audio. Or one thing that we've turned to doing quite a bit with these podcasts actually is just have it transcribed.
And guess what happens when you transcribe enough podcasts? You have a book.
You have a book.
So a lot of people are doing that. They're turning their content into books because they have so much of it.
So it's not that you have to create all this content. It's that you can repurpose content that you create.
For blogs, for many things.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not, it doesn't have to be.
What's that tool you use now for transcribing? Maybe something.
Well, there's rev.com, but then there's I forgot what that little one is, but yeah, rev.com. They're just so great. They literally turn it around in 24 hours.
Yeah.
If not sooner. So it's super great. And then you can really edit it into a blog without a problem. You cut out all the BS in between and you've got a blog topic. So it's kind of fun.
So there's ways to make creating content something fun.
Yep.
And there's truly a representation of your passion for your business. So that's the best way for you to connect with your existing consumer and potential consumer that are coming to look at your brand.
And be like us, have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
All right, till next time.
Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe to and share Wicked Marketing on Apple Podcasts and write an awesome review for us. We are also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play. See you next time.